and simple show-stopping appetizer, let's take a wheel of brie and cut it in half horizontally. Now I will take 1/2 of the brie and place it in an oven-safe baking dish, and then spoon fig preserves. The recipes and the proportions are in the comments below. I'll cover the bottom half of the brie, place the other half on top, and then add chopped pecans, and you can be generous with this. Now I'll place this in the oven to bake. Thaw a package of puff pastry and then roll it on a floured surface to a nice even layer. Use leaf-shaped cookie cutters to cut leaves from your puff pastry, and use a knife to carefully score veins in the leaves. When you've finished cutting out all of the leaves, take an egg yolk and brush the tops of your leaves so they have a beautiful golden brown color. And then take all of the scraps of pastry that you didn't use to make leaves and roll it together to make vines. Take your scraps of pastry, press them together, and then roll them into ropes. You'll want to take those ropes and cut them into narrow pieces so that they're the appropriate size to be vines for your leaves. I'm going to take this rope and cut it in half lengthwise. And then I'm going to add some pecans to my board and roll these in that. So they'll look like little branches and they'll have that nice nutty flavor. This is what it looks like after I've rolled all of the scrap pieces from my puff pastry into my little vines, and I rolled them in some ground pecans so they've got a little texture on the outside and a really delicious flavor. Now I'll bake these with the leaves. Now that my cheese is nice and bubbly and molten and delicious, let's put our platter together. I'm going to take some grapes that I've cut into small clusters and place those around the brie. Don't leave the clusters too big, because then one person will come along and remove the entire bunch of grapes. Now let's embellish with the leaves and vines we've made. You could also add crackers or cookies if you want. I'm just going to do the puff pastry for tonight. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? You could also tuck in a few sprigs of rosemary or other fruits if you'd like. It is really a beautiful and simple appetizer that looks like you put a lot of effort into it, but we don't have to tell them how easy it was.